All right, looks like we have a quick battle between the Longshanks and Logis? Logias. I don't know how to say that. Cathay and the Greenskins. Greenskins taking a pretty unconventional build with regular trolls, rather than stone trolls are usually the only troll you tend to see in most of their matchups. Orc boy frontline rather than goblins. And some spider riders. I mean, I think goblins are just way too cost effective for 300 gold over orc boys who are 430. But maybe he's just having some quick battle shenanigans. Backing up a front line with Squigs is really good. They have high armor piercing and anti-infantry. You can saturate them in your infantry and make kind of a combo that does a lot of damage. So I like that a lot. Trolls should be able to push through Jade Warrior front line nicely with their armor piercing values. I just worry about their only 40 armor and no missile resist or anything like that. They could just get pin cushioned by basic archers. But there are 4 of them. Wurzag on foot with Brain Burster and Ed Butt, plus his staff to give everybody more melee attack. Really help get through that high melee defensive Cathay. A Black Orc Big Boss for AoE, ITP, and more melee attack. And then we do have the Hammer of Gork, Goblin, Rock, Lava, ROR. Certain green skin players really like this ROR. I don't. On paper, it looks really good with the blinded and stuff like that. The armor piercing, like everything about it on paper looks good. It's just, I don't know. When I play with it, it feels like shit. So I have no like intense reasoning behind it. It's just I've tried it, I've used it, I didn't like it. That is my complex analysis. Also 2 Spider Riders on each side, one of which is the Skirmish Cav variant, one of which is the melee variant. For Cathay, do have 2 Grand Cannons and a Fire Rain Rocket Hellstorm, a rocket battery type thing. Looks like we have 1 Jade Lancer, Jade Warrior Halberds, 5 Iron Hail Gunners, then a bunch of Jade Warriors Halberds, and we have Dragon Biter Speedlord of Yin with only Talons of Night. This is a pretty subpar formation with the cannons being left entirely in the back all alone with no infantry to defend them in any way, and also they're all so closely clustered together that the Spider Riders can muck up multiple at a time, so that Cathay player, watch this back, definitely want to intersperse your cannons throughout your infantry so they can defend them and they all don't get shut down at the same time. Front lines are colliding. Squigs got here first. Orc boys starting to filter in. You probably want that the other way around. You want the Orc boys to hit first and the Squigs to charge through them, but mistakes happen. Wurzag's running up, trying to get some buffs in there. Orc boys not feeling the best so far. Iron Hail Gunners are going to want to shoot at the trolls because they aren't archers, so they can't shoot up and over a front line. They can only shoot at what's directly in front of them. Another Wah is popped. 1 cannon has been pushed off. Another cannon is almost dead, and the Hellstorm Rocket Battery might be soon to follow. Though, some Jade Warrior Halberds did wander back and actually start to push off. The Green Bean Menace. Quick Talons of Night. Gonna hit some trolls, gonna hit some Orc boys. Won't do that much damage to the trolls, but it will do a good amount to the Orc boys. Black Orc Big Boss with Here We Go popped on him, giving the Squig Herd 74 melee attack. They are crunching straight through the Cathay front line. And we see Jade Warriors all around getting murked by the juiced melee stats of the lads. The odd gets, the big boys. Jade Warrior Halberds wandering forward. And generally, I think this formation was a little too tight from Cathay. Also, Iron Hail Gunners, a couple is fine, but using them as your only range tool means you can't shoot up and over to kill the Squigs or the Orc boys or anything. They were only good at shooting like trolls, which I don't think they even targeted the trolls. I think they just had Fire at Will on, and they were hoping they targeted the right thing. That being said, out of the 4 trolls, 3 of them are routing currently. It's not all bad. Jade Lancers are sitting here fighting 3 Goblin Spider Cav. And the last of the 3 artillery pieces was pushed off. Other Spy Riders and Squigs are busy chasing things that are running away. And overall, stuff's looking real good for the Green Beans. Effigy of the Git locks that Iron Hail Gunner in place, and these other Iron Hails are just firing into the faces of the trolls. It's not looking like enough to deter them just yet. They start to shoot again. They're doing okay damage. The biggest problem with the Iron Hails is just their line of sight issues. Like, they're firing up and over the trolls a little bit here. Big Talons of Night. It's going to take out the Orc boys and the trolls. That'll rout them both. Nice spell cast there from the Yin Lord. Iron Hail Gunners also turning. Everybody's just focused firing down this one specific troll. And even then, they're doing pretty middling damage, in my opinion. The single Jade Lancer on the backline has held off, like, infinite amounts of Spider Riders. That heavy cav option will beat most of the skirmish cav without much of an issue. So it's now coming back could provide a bit of relief for Cathay in this fight. Greenskins, things were going very, very well at the start of the game. Now they're starting to run out of steam just a little bit. The Jade Warrior Halberds, there being no peasants whatsoever, just everybody's a Jade Warrior, is proving a little difficult for the bump and grind of Greenskins. We have one Orc Boy left, another Orc Boy on the other side, but it's mostly just Wurzag and the single entities trying to do some good work. Dragonblood Shugi Lord of Yin on her horse has plenty of mobility to get away from this fight. It looks like she was just forgotten by the Cathay player. Iron Hails are still ripping the trolls apart, though. Dragonblood Shugi Lord of Yin still has to path away, get herself back to safety. Squig's rear charging some Jade Warriors, might be able to take them out, but they are Harmony buffed up right now. Their leadership might prove a bit difficult to fully overcome. Hammer Gork still firing away. It has one model left, so it's mostly just a debuff at this point. Cannon crews and anything that's routing does need to be rallied by the Cathay player, need to come back to the fight and contribute. Jade Lancer is going to charge over into these trolls, trying to push them off of all the infantry, and they are getting the Harmony bonus from the nearby routing Iron Hails, giving them a decent 31-35 melee stat, pushing off more trolls. The Greenskins are coming back for a second wave. Cathay doesn't seem to have a whole lot left in the tank. I guess they do have this full-ish health Jade Warrior Halberd. So this Jade Warrior Halberd has to group up with these Iron Hail Gunners so they get the Harmony bonus. And this Jade Lancer needs to come around and cycle charge stuff, and maybe Cathay has a chance. Also, this can't happen. Dragonblood Shugi Lord is just opting into a fight with the Black Orc Big Boss. She's gonna get her ass kicked. It looks like she's just gonna go do that. A little bit of friendly fire onto the healthy Jade Warrior Halberd is a shame, but there's another healthy Jade Warrior Halberd, yeah. So there's plenty of healthy infantry. The Shugi Lord just needed to not opt into a fight with the Black Orc Big Boss, because he is a very intimidating foe. But she did. Now she's routing, so sometimes it's just how it goes. Get back here trying to keep Squigs and trolls in the fight. Iron Hail Gunners kiting away. Now they're firing at Squigs. Nice job rallying them. Good job, you. Squigs get a melee buff if they get into close range of enemies, which now they are. But shooting them can actually rout them off rather quickly before they get into melee proper. Dragonblood Shugi Lord of Yin is back. If she doesn't just YOLO herself into a fight again, she could stay alive, provide the leadership buff for her whole army. And a really nice Ed Butt, gonna hit two Iron Hail Gunners at the same time, and it looks like rout both of them with the Squig charge, keeping their leadership high enough that they'll get in there. The chain route for Cathay is coming in hot. We have some Jade Warrior Halberds being forgotten a little bit. They need to be commanded to go into a fight. They need to fight these trolls. The Jade Lancers are currently trying to 1v1. It's a bit of a miss micro on the Cathay player's end. Trolls running rampant. They've all routed a couple times, so I expect to start see shatters coming in soon. Cathay is holding on for now. Their cannon crews were never rallied. Now, at this point, their cannons are thoroughly overrun, so there's not too much they can do. Their balance power is probably just better off not running in and dying. Iron Hail Gunner is about to rout, because they have the flag, it just hasn't kicked in yet. So you'll see them there, they go. Wurzag and the last of his trolls are chillin'. We do have two Jade Warrior Halberds over here with a lot of health. This one I'm not really counting because he's about to rout any second now. Those two could do good work. Dragonblood Shugi Lord of Yin is getting run down by trolls. 54 speed to her 70. She should be okay. Should is a pretty key word there. Jade Lancers have to get active. Probably want to run down and shut down that Hammer of Gork. Just stop the debuff from coming in the late game. But it looks like the Cathay players just microing one unit at a time, which is not ideal. Trolls charge straight into Halberds. That'll probably be the death of them. I'm going to do a little fast forwarding in this late game as the Halberds swarm upon the Trolls, push them back, and Jade Lancers also coming in. Trolls both shatter. Now Wurzag and his Lieutenant Commander here, the Black Orc Big Boss, are stuck in Halberds. Orc Boys getting routed off by the Yin Lord. She also goes to rout off the Orc Boys, and this is some pretty good stuff from the Cathay player. They probably want to get the Jade Lancers out and again just run down the Hammer Gork or something. You don't want this many units clumped up. You're going to get brain bursted from Wurzag if he has a bunch of Winds of Magic left. Quick little Ed Butt. Probably wanted to go into the blob rather than out of it, but oh well. You live and you learn. Yin Lord gets rear charged by Orc Boy. She needs to keep running away or commit to charging them, but neither is unfortunately done. There she goes. She's going to start to run away. Jade Warriors could come back and help her out. Hammer Orc is pushed off. Wurzag and the Blork Big Boss still standing in halberds. Bit of fighting. Orc Boys are back. Yin Lord opts into the fight. And get back here will keep everybody in the fight. She just runs straight into Wurzag and the Black Orc Big Boss, and they both start attacking her. She is trying to get out now, but she's pulling through Orc Boys, so she can't quite move. Down to 200 HP, and a Brain Burst to even hit some Halberds who are not in the fight. Things are looking a little rough for Cathay. After that misplay, and the Black Orc Big Boss does dive through and take her down. Their leadership is going to spike downwards. But the Greenskins are also running out of lads. Their Orc Boys have shattered. Jade Lancers are charging back in. Hammer Gork is nowhere to be seen. Neither of those Orc Boys. So it is just the two single entities. Wurzag's probably running out of spells at this point to really clear out all of this chaff. So can he and the Black Orc Big Boss actually just kill them all, fighting around the remnants of Cathay cannons? A little bit of bumping, a little bit of grinding. Wurzag's taking some damage. Cathay's leadership is holding. There's no harmony buff because all of the range units are gone. Looking for the Greenskins. Neither of these guys are getting their leadership anywhere near zero, so they shouldn't be coming back. Another get back here, trying to keep everybody in the fight. Jade Lancers and Jade Warrior Halberds. Looks like they're just trying to refresh their vigor. Maybe get a little bit of stats back. Wurzag gets murked by the Jade Warriors, and a Jade Lancer charge comes in. He officially breaks, leaving just Bob. Balance of power is back to even for the first time in a very long time in this game. Has been Greenskin favored for most of it. Whoopsies, that was an accident. Sorry about that. Bob, the Black Orc Big Boss with almost 100 kills and 800 value, is still trying to just meat cleaver his way through this horde of Cathay chaff. Wurzag's getting awful low. Greenskins are officially down to 2 models versus 200 Cathayans. Can they do it? Can they hold on? Balance of power turns in the favor of Cathay. And Jade Lancers have opted out. Looks like they want to get one more cycle charge in. Yeah, fight for the Emperor. Do it. Do it, coward. Wurzag is pushed out. Rout comes in. 1 Jade Warrior routes. Jade Warrior Halberd hanging in there. Jade Lancers still fighting 2. Other Jade Warrior Halberds trying to come back into the fight. Balance of power moves even further against the Green Beans. 0 leadership on this Jade Warrior Halberd. Jade Lancers charge Wurzag. They're getting him low, but the 42 leadership on the Black Orc Big Boss, he's pretty much going to have to be killed to get off this map anyway. Wurzag's at 9 HP, and he officially dies. Balance power goes a little bit more in Cathay's favor as the other Jade Warrior Halberd routes. Another Jade Warrior Halberd routes and shatters the Jade Lancer routes after Wurzag dies, leaving just this Jade Warrior Halberd in the fight. All of a sudden, just a mass rout comes in from Cathay, and the Black Orc Big Boss is the last big boy standing. Oh. Spooky. It's a GG. GG indeed. Wurzag getting decent value. Black Orc Big Boss, especially for being on foot, got good value. Trolls, mixed. I'm still not sold on the Trolls, but alright. Orc Boys, mixed. Not sold on them either, personally. Spider Riders did fine. And Squigs do good work. Hazel's running around chasing the cat. For Logi's, definitely a lot of micro mistakes. The build overall was clearly good. If a lot of mistakes could be made and it was still close. Jade Lancer's proving quite clutch versus the low AP mobility threats of the Green Beans. Jade Warrior Halberds doing excellently. Jade Warriors themselves doing okay. And Iron Hail Gunners doing mixed, but overall better than I honestly would have thought. So, GG. GG. These are, as far as I can tell, 2 newer players, so in your comments, if you're just like, wow, these players aren't Alfredino or Voidlaws, they aren't the greatest players in the world. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Mistakes get made, but doesn't mean it wasn't a good game. GG. Roar. Subscribe, yes, yes.